Hi all, Elliot here. Just a quick disclaimer before we begin. 10 Candles is a horror game that can deal with some pretty sensitive topics. We ask that you please read the episode description prior to listening to this for a list of those. With that, thank you so much and enjoy 10 Candles.
Okay, yeah, let me go ahead and explain 10 Candles. One of my favorite games, mainly because I like being a little freak. So, how 10 Candles works is we're going to be starting out with 10 lit candles and 10 d6. When you roll to try something or a conflict, you're going to roll those dice. And if you roll any amount of sixes, congratulations, you succeeded. But if you roll no sixes, you fail that roll. A candle goes out, the scene ends, and then we'll go to the next scene. And I'll explain how that works in just a second. Now, when you roll your dice, for any reason, if you roll a 1 on any of the dice, those go away from the player pool. We share a pool of 10 dice. So if Mac rolls 3 1s the first time with those 10 dice, those 3 1s go away forever. And then for that scene, and now we're only left with 7 dice to roll. And it'll make things harder and harder and harder as the game progresses. Once the new scene starts, you'll get your dice back minus 1 for the candle that's lost, so you'll go to 9. So that is how our dice system works. Now, you do have these 1s, and all of these virtues and vices and moments and breaks. If you roll a bunch of 1s, and you're like, I really want this to work, or I really want this conflict to go my way, well, you can burn a virtue or a vice. Or for our instance, because we are in podcast land, you can just tear up it, and it'll let you re-roll all of the ones that you rolled. You can re-roll them all to either succeed, or if you succeeded and you just don't want to lose that many dice for this scene, you can just burn a virtue or a vice, or burn a moment, or eventually burn a brink. You'll re-roll those ones, and then I will ask you, how does this moment change with your virtue or vice or brink or moment? As the scene ends, and we blow a candle out, we are then going to go through truths, and we will help shape the story together. And what I mean by that is, I'm going to set the stage, and then I will help guide us to our first candle being blown out. Once that happens, we will each take turns saying 9 truths about the narrative, about the world, or about your character that hasn't been shown or is unknown to us. And that will affect the story moving forward. Now, the very first thing, and this is the truth that we always start with, these things are true, the world is dark. Then whoever failed and ended the scene, they'll get to speak a first truth. This can be something as simple as, in the woods I found an axe. Or, there's a light on in that house over there. Or something big narrative change-wise of, a boat has floated onto the shore next to us. You get to choose that, and we'll do 1 for each candle that's still lit. The final one, the final truth is always, and we say this all together, we are alive. So every time we do truths, I will say, and the final truth is, and all of us will say, we are alive, because that is the final truth of the narrative currently. And then we'll go until each one of you are gone. The basis of this game, now that you know the mechanics, because that's all that it is, and I will guide you through it. Now, for those of you who have never heard of 10 Candles, this is a game where you make a character and your characters will die. The story that I'm going to tell with these wonderful mercenaries in retrograde is not one of survival, but one of hope and loss. This is a story about what happens in the dark, in the final moments and hours in the lives of a group of survivors fighting against that dark, losing themselves within it, and inevitably being consumed by it. Though their endeavors may be doomed to fail, the point of 10 Candles is to make those last hours meaningful. And that's what this game is all about. So, are you all ready to play?
Yeah. I'm so ready.
So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to have you all introduce your characters. We will start with Lark, and then we'll go around we'll go clockwise in what my screen is showing. So I'll let you know. So Lark, we'll go ahead and start with you. Introduce yourself and then introduce your character.
Hi, my name's Lark. You know me. I use they, them pronouns. I will be playing April Grace Miller. Her first name is April Grace. She will only answer to April Grace. She has kind of long, straight blonde hair, gray eyes. She's maybe the least kind of emo of all of the characters we have here, potentially in like appearance vibe. um she is a 20-year-old college dropout living at home with her parents and 4 younger siblings, who just would like some peace and fucking quiet.
And the question I have for you, April Grace, why did you come to the lake house?
So April Grace had just dropped out of college like the last semester. She moved back home. She has 4 younger siblings. She, before in high school, had her own room, but now has to share a room with her 15-year-old sister. And it is a hectic house, and April Grace is not a hectic person. So when the opportunity presented itself to go with her friends and get what she thought was going to be some genuine quiet and relaxation, she pounced.
Awesome. Thank you very much. All right, Mac, introduce yourself and the character.
Hi, I'm Mac, he, they. I'm usually your fun dungeon master, but I get to play today, which is fun. Um, I am going to be playing Jackie Greenaway. They use they, them pronouns. They are a lovable goofball. They kind of have a sort of like goth jock energy going. And they find it very fun to play pranks and be silly, and but they love their friends a whole bunch.
And why did Jackie feel like they wanted to come to the cabin or to the lake house?
Yeah, so Jackie lives with their single mother, um, and they've always wanted siblings, but it just didn't work out for the family unit that they have. And they kind of got that connection with their friends, and their friends have kind of spread out thin since they first met, and so they jumped at the opportunity to have another last hurrah.
Okay, Elliot.
I'm Elliot. You know me as well. I am they, them, they, he pronouns. I am playing Esther Novikova. She, her pronouns. She's this very, like, sort of prim, very neatly kept girl. Long black hair, usually in a ponytail, bangs across her face. Very like those girls you see walk down the street that are very modest. And you're like, oh, you go to church, don't you?
So, and why did Esther want to come to the lake house?
Esther has always been sort of a follower, in the sense that, like, wherever her friends go, she goes. She is very, like, you know, she doesn't have a lot of, like, motivation of her own. She's very, like, I don't want to say an empath, but she likes to go along with her friends. And much like Jackie, the chance to get and be with them again is something that she would jump at any day.
Amazing. Thank you. And a guest on here, as I am, Cassidy.
Oh, yeah, whoa, what am I doing here? I'm not usually here.
Hey,
Hello.
get on the podcast! You're not.
Oh,
No, stay in the podcast.
no. Ah, hi, I'm Cassidy. I use she, him pronouns, and I will be playing Reagan Lind, who uses she, any, just not a lot. She didn't have time to think about that. Reagan is 21 years old, and she has just gone through her first sapphic breakup. So she has decided she chopped her hair into a short little bob, dyed it very poorly, a weird shade of blue that just, even when her hair is dry, it turns everything blue when she touches it. Like, it bleeds such a weird way. And she, I guess this is kind of jumping into the second question you would ask, but she was just looking for, like, she was really sad about having gone through the breakup, and I think was just kind of like talking with her old friends, and it was just like, hey, we're gonna be on classes are paused right now. Why don't we like go out on a trip and like have like old friend weekend and just like try. She's just trying to like get her mind off of home.
Awesome. Thank you all. And I am Justin Wren. I'm the guest DM that Mac has so graciously let me come and GM for these wonderful people, 10 Candles. I am he, him, and very, very excited to lead these wonderful people to their ultimate demise.
We're excited for you to kill us.
We said, hey, Justin, do you want to come on the show and kill us all?
Kill us all?
Justin, do you want to come on the show and kill us all? That'd be great.
It is not the first time I've been asked that question. Hopefully will not be the last time, and I'm always happy to do it.
The best
Hey, bud, do you want to come by and do a murder?
You want to legally do a murder?
You want to legally do some murder?
Some fun, sexy narrative murder.
Mm-hmm. So, I will go ahead and give us the premise of this game, and then we're going to get into it. 10 days ago, you and your group of friends took a trip to the lake house, aptly named Moonlight Meadow. It is a lake house with late 80s, early 90s decor. It has been taken care of, but definitely not updated. And it sits deep in the Appalachian Mountain Range. It is on a large lake, very, very secluded from what you would consider anything remotely city life. This is deep in the woods. While not you and your friends' first options, the price was right, so you all went away to get away and recharge. For the first 2 days, everything was wonderful. It was exactly what you all had hoped for. Why you went to this house. Large, 4-bedroom, beautiful lake house, if a bit outdated. And the weather was perfect, and each day you all got to go enjoy the lake and enjoy what you needed. Though on day 3, the day before you were to leave, you realized something. The sun never came back up. You're certain it had been many hours since the dawn should have broken over the horizon, but it never showed. As you wait, not sure what to do, you check your phones to see the batteries on the phones have been all drained. Power completely gone. And as you walk to plug it, and as you go to plug it in, you notice nothing is working. So naturally, you all go to leave. The bridge that bore you here is now completely destroyed, gone, as if something had ripped it off of its hinges. So you go back to the house, and you wait, hoping to hear something, hoping the sun comes up. And it never did. 7 days ago, the world around you went dark. The sun, the light vanished. 4 days ago, you started hearing screams in the woods surrounding your lake house. Screams of people yelling for help. Yelling as if they were in danger and as if they had saw something that horrified them. Today, supplies are getting low in the lake house, And Moonlight Meadow is becoming more of a prison than an actual sanctuary. The bridge is out, supplies are low, and every time you look out into the woods, you think you see something looking back at you. That thing is starting to move closer. There are many truths that will happen in this game. The first truth, and where we start, the world is dark. And you are alive. You all start in the living room of the lake house. You all have been there for about a half an hour now, joined all of you figuring out what you're going to do. How do you start?
I think April Grace has just been like knocking like a can, like an empty can, just like back and forth across the table, and it's making a noise that is like really kind of grating. um and just says, we're not going to get anywhere if we don't make some kind of decision. Like, we can't stay here. We have to make a decision. And no one wants to make any kind of decision. No one wants to be the one to say where we're going or what we're doing, clearly.
I think when April Grace says make a decision, Reagan was like looking through some of the like sort of cupboards and like stuff that are in the cabin, and when April Grace says make a decision, she like leans out and she's holding like 2 candles and she's like, fresh cotton or Mountain Lodge?
Mountain Lodge.
Okay.
Not exactly the decision I was talking about, but okay.
I think Jackie has taken all of like the shit from our rooms and like all of like we probably brought at least one or two camping backpacks in case one of us wanted to go hiking or whatever. At least Jackie did. And so they've kind of like laid out all of the supplies that we have left and all of the materials that we have, because Jackie's kind of in the same headspace as April Grace, where they're like, we need to start going somewhere because I will not die in this damn house.
Yeah, April Grace will come over and finally stop like batting this can around and come over and just kind of like stand above you as you do this, watching with like, it feels almost like a parent when a parent's like watching you and you're like, oh no, are they gonna tell me I'm doing it wrong?
Yeah, I think like the presence of you directly behind them, like I think they're like kind of like they're sprawled out with the materials, trying to just like get a feel of everything. Because maybe if I touch it more, there'll be more food in the container. And you just see like they like slowly turn their head back, look up at you as you stand over them.
Is it really worth bringing like the cups and plates from the camping set? Like, we don't have food to put in the cups and plates.
Well, we got like a granola bar left, so jot that down.
Jotting that down. I think Esther is currently jotting down everything that we have in terms of supplies in a little notebook.
The world is ending, and Esther said, I'm gonna make a list.
We need a list.
She's a list girl.
Yeah,
but also
like if we get if we are able to get over the maybe like I don't know. I'm just thinking like if we have the plates, then like if a wolf comes at us, we can hit it with the hard metal plate.
Or just like chuck it at it like a frisbee.
Yeah, maybe it's got some dog
Plate
instincts.
at a wolf.
If you guys want to carry the plates, you can carry the plates. I'm not putting plates in my backpack.
You don't have to put plates in your backpack.
Okay.
And one of us did rowing, and you see like they flex.
April Grace smiles for the first time in maybe like since all the shit went bad. Is like, oh my god, you guys suck so bad. I hate you.
Someone's got to keep it positive.
As you all are going back and forth on your going through the camping bag, April Gray's finally smiling, and that smile sort of, it's like a balloon letting a little bit of the air out, a little bit of the tension. And as soon as that happens, you hear, 'cause without electricity, without the normal hum, you can hear outside quite well. And just outside, on the gravel that leads to the shore of the lake, you hear rapid footsteps of probably 3 people running just right past your house.
What the
Uh,
fuck?
can I go to the window and see if I can see someone out there? Or like I want to try and like look out the window like blinds without them possibly seeing me is the goal.
Absolutely, but we're gonna roll for it. So this will be
Yeah,
our first roll. So you're
I
gonna
had a
take
feeling you'd say that. Ugh.
10d. You're gonna take our 10d6. It's the group d6, perfect. And you're gonna roll. And then all we're worried about is how many ones and how many sixes you have.
You guys actually get dice rolling sounds due to the fact that I'm on my I don't have my nice mic. Woof. Okay. That is 1 6 and no ones.
Oh.
All right, that
Let's
It's
is
go.
all
okay.
2s and 3s up here, baby. But that's okay. I got a 6 and I didn't get any 1s.
Yep, that's a success. So as you run to the window, you do see, uh, you see the back. What you can guess, um, 3 people, and you haven't seen anybody since you came to this lake house. You see 3 people running, and you catch the back of their head. 2 tall figures, one a bit more feminine looking with bright red hair, and you're able to catch the bright red hair because their flashlights are wildly waving, and they are running down the shoreline.
What the fuck?
What is it?
There's like people. There's 3 people out there like running like crazy down the shore and they've got like flashlights and shit. Do we have flashlights? Do we have batteries?
Yeah, I hold
Uh,
a really like big, thick camping flashlight.
So the backpacks each had a flashlight, and in the camp lake house, there's a flashlight for each of you.
Okay, good.
yeah, we got the big one, and then we got all the small ones.
Okay.
Reagan has also lit the Mountain Lodge candle.
I love Reagan. Honestly, I feel like we either need to pack up and leave out of here or like barricade ourselves in because I don't know these people. I don't trust these people and I don't know where they're going and I don't know what they're running from.
I think I'm more worried about what they're running from than them themselves, but I don't know.
Even if we leave, we might want to wait to make sure we don't run into whatever is they're running from.
Yeah, we can put like a couch in front of the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably the best bet.
Yeah. Let's do that. And then I can stay on watch kind of over on the window and see if I can see anything come past
Justin,
while
you
you
said
guys
this
set
is
it up.
Justin, you said this is a 4-bedroom, right? The
Yep.
cabin. So is there a second story?
There is.
I can also go upstairs and see if I can see anything from the higher window.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Sure. I'll
Okay.
move the couch.
So you all. So is that what's going on? We're gonna barricade the doors.
Yeah.
Yep.
Barricade the door with the couch. If there's a back door, at the very
There
least,
is.
put like
A
a
table in front
chair,
of
a
it.
table, something.
Okay. Yeah. So we tell me exactly. So we back door, and then what exactly are we putting against the front door?
Couch against the front door, and then a
Couch on the
table
front door, yeah. Table
at
in the back.
door.
And do you all immediately get to work doing that? You going to the window? April Grace going to the window, Esther going upstairs, and then rather Reagan going upstairs and Esther and Jackie starting to barricade.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm staying at that window. I'm not leaving it.
Okay, absolutely. As that you all begin to create your barricade into the in the house, you're able to do it pretty swiftly. You don't have none of it's nailed down, and that it being an older couch, the couch is very heavy. It does take some doing, but you get it against the door. Same. Oh, go ahead.
I see. I can also like help move and then go upstairs.
Okay, excellent. Yep, you all successfully get it all barricaded. You go to the window. There's probably about 15-20 minutes where the sound of running and panicked whispering that you had just heard is now gone. Um, and it's just peace. You'd be it would be understandable had it not been for days of darkness that this is just a really nice dark night. And nothing happens. You just you just stare out the windows.
It's worse.
I don't like that. Can I point a flashlight out there
Absolutely.
to look around? Yeah, I want to. I don't want to open the door, but through the window. I'm sure that doesn't work super well, but I'm gonna try anyway.
The beam shines through the window, and you can see it very lightly hitting the tree line and the shoreline. And how long are you leaving it out there?
I mean, I haven't seen anything yet, so I'm not being too careful about it. I want to get a good long look around unless I see something, in which case I'm gonna click that shit off real fast.
I'm also gonna move like behind her to like also watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, as it takes about a minute of you scanning, and eventually you don't see anything on the tree line, you don't see anything on the shore, but something catches your eye. And Reagan, because you're upstairs and you see the light peer out, kind of poke out of the window, you see, as your eyes guide, something on the lake, something gliding across the top of it, a robed figure heading toward where the three had just run, almost dancing, twirling. You can make out long hands, much longer than a human's, with long, thin fingers that are sort of moving as if conducting music. And it moves forward and breaches the shore and then screams.
What the fuck?
I'm also screaming a little bit. And I click the light off real fast and like jump back from the window.
No, yeah. Blow out the candle I
Into
had.
me.
Esther was not watching any of this. She was still with all the inventory stuff after we pushed all this stuff against the wall. I think she goes running to where she hears April Grace scream. That's a scream of a friend.
Did we see that as well, or did only Reagan see that?
Reagan, April Grace, and Jackie saw.
Okay. There's something out there.
There's like a wizard.
That,
Like an evil wizard. It was like
yeah,
alien. It's like an alien wizard.
something extremely not Bible camp.
The screams, by the way, have not stopped.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
Cool.
Horrifying.
Yeah, Reagan has come back downstairs. She like very slowly like descended the staircase. Like,
Oh my god.
It's not stopping.
No. We have to get out of here.
Yeah, we have to. We can't.
It's literally right outside. I don't want to go outside when it's outside.
I don't want to be stuck in here if it gets here either, though.
Yeah, I'm in that camp.
I don't understand. Why isn't the screaming stopping?
It's not normal.
There shouldn't be any air in the lungs. Why isn't the screaming stopping?
I don't know if it has lungs.
Yeah, Esther, I don't think it works like that. You didn't see it. It's not something that it's not.
It's like if Mist was a person.
It's like a really fucked up inflatable tube man.
Yeah.
The worst description of anything ever.
She's
We
not
blocked
wrong.
all the doors. I say we go out the windows.
Into the woods, into the river?
As far away from that thing as we can fucking get.
As you all are just talking, now in the living room, upstairs, you hear glass shatter.
We're going. We're going.
Okay, let's go.
We're gone. We're done.
I'm grabbing the backpacks.
Yeah, I grab my shit. Let's go.
Flashlight,
Man.
backpack.
I scramble and shove everything in my bag that I can.
I've got a kitchen knife from the kitchen. I'm ready to defend us.
I
got
got my
some.
plates.
I got some prayer beads.
Okay, and what does Reagan have? We have knife, plates, prayer beads, and
I was also just gonna grab a knife, and now I feel like I need a different thing.
oh no,
Grab
you
a
can also
candle.
have a knife.
I'm trying to think of like another weapon-like thing that would be in a kitchen.
Those like fire pokers for the
Oh
fireplace.
yeah, I'll grab a fire poker. Hell
I
yeah.
was gonna say,
Hell
you
yeah.
lit the candle. How'd you light the candle?
I
we could
figure
get
there's also probably matches, but I don't think
matches.
matches are a weapon.
Nah.
But I
Yeah,
will grab.
forest.
I
Oh,
will,
we're in a forest.
so true. I will grab the matches and a couple of candles.
I'm sure those were in our like bags.
Yeah, those
and
are in
then,
the bags for sure.
Yeah,
And then a fire
straight up.
poker.
I will break a window if I have to, if I can't get it open, and we are going out a window.
You're able to get it open really easily.
Oh, okay, cool.
And-
I don't have to break it then.
Nope, you're able to get it open really easily, and you're all going to out the window.
Yeah.
You're on the first floor, so it's an easy enough to, as you're going out, and tell me the order of who goes out.
I'll go out first, and then I'll help catch people if they like.
Aw.
It's not like a full jump, but it's still like there's still a gap.
Yeah. I'm probably out next.
I go
Okay.
third.
I can go last. Yeah.
Okay,
Famous
so
last words.
Reagan and Esther.
Oh no.
As Esther is starting to breach the window, you hear footsteps walking upstairs. Heavy footsteps. You hear another glass shatter and then another glass shatter. More footsteps. But it doesn't sound like someone's walking. It sounds like someone's stabbing the floor with something heavy. Because it's not a walking footsteps. It's a doof, doof. Then you hear another as Esther jumps. Reagan,
Reagan.
as
Reagan.
you
Yeah.
as you begin to jump, you hear a slight hiss coming from the top of the stairs as you see a long hand and fingers wrap around the banister. I need you to roll to see how fast you're able to get out of that window.
Reagan, get the fuck out of there, Reagan.
Reagan, get the fuck out of there, Reagan.
Oh, what do you think I'm trying to do? You think I'm gonna hang out? You think I'm gonna throw a little party? Okay, 2 6s, 1 1.
Okay, so you succeed. We go down to 9 dice.
Sorry, gang.
Um,
It's fine.
you're able to. You are able to get out as a robed figure starts going down the stairs, and you see a little bit. You don't see any features, but you see this tall, imposing figure that has to sort of bend down so it's not rubbing its head on the ceiling, and both of its hands are reaching toward you as you jump out.
Jackie was like helping people get out. I
Yeah.
think because I'm like, I literally just grab onto Jackie and start running.
Oh,
Yeah,
Okay.
we're
We're
going.
sprinting.
yeah,
We're going.
We're running. I don't know what's in there, and I don't want to know.
So there are
It's bad. It's very bad.
there's
Shut the
several
fuck up,
ways you can
Minnie.
run.
I was responding to you.
You can run up the shore to the north. You can run into the woods to the south, or you can go east or west, which is also woods but along the shoreline. Which way would you like to go?
I think woods along the shoreline
That's
because
also
we're not diving into the woods, but if we need to hide, they're right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I agree.
Uh-huh. East.
Okay, tell me how as you're running, what's happening?
Yeah, I think you grab Jackie, Reagan. You grab Jackie and just start fucking booking it. And I think Jackie's just like, okay, we're running. And as we like go along that path, they're trying to keep looking at the ground to make sure they don't trip, but they're also trying to keep their head on a swivel to see if there's any more fucking guys out here. So they might trip.
Don't invite that into the
I'd
space.
love to
Invite that
invite
in
that into
there.
this space.
Get that fucking grin off your face.
Everyone-
He's got the evil look on his face right now.
Everyone thank my mother for scaring the shit out of me because she decided to FaceTime me right now and my phone started buzzing and it
was-
scared me so bad.
It was the guy.
It's the
Why he's
guy.
on your phone? But yeah, that's what Jackie's trying to keep the group safe and might have a problem because of it.
Oh.
Okay, you all run and you run down the shoreline until you hit a clearing that has several what you assume are campers, but they're completely torn up. There's one on its side. There is one that is still standing normal, but there's blood splattered across the side of it, and there's one that is completely cut in half. You can see what was once like a communal fire pit where they might have roasted marshmallows and told ghost stories.
Can I
And-
ask a clarifying question? I'm so sorry.
Yeah, of course.
Do you mean campers the vehicle or campers the people?
Oh, I apologize. Campers the vehicles.
Oh,
Okay.
Great!
And I was like, oh, it's worse than he's saying it.
Oh, I thought the answer was gonna be yes.
I thought it was
Whoa.
people. Maybe
All
a little
right.
better, but
All
also
right.
not great.
Yeah,
All
good
right.
bad. But better.
At least one of those was a yes because of the blood. Ugh.
Do I see any immediate supplies?
I was thinking the same thing.
You see an axe that's leaning against the camper that's still up, so the closest one to the shore. And then you also see two camping bags that roughly have the same stuff in your camping bag. So your basic tent, another flashlight, extra batteries, water canteens that are full, and some snacks like trail mix, that kind of stuff.
I don't know if we have time to loot, but
I think we should loot real quick. At least
And-
food and water and batteries.
Yeah.
okay,
No,
if
I
y'all
agree.
want to if y'all want to be looting, Reagan can like pick up the axe and be like, head on a swivel.
Oh. Yeah, we can each take a camper and
Mhm.
split the party. 'Cause that seems
good
safe.
idea.
Yeah, that seems safe right now.
Let's split up, gang.
Yeah.
Reagan's watching the perimeter. She's got an axe and a fire poker.
Nothing
Yeah.
bad could be in these campers.
No, obviously not. Nothing
Yeah.
bad could have torn this camper in two, Esther says as she goes in.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm for sure
That's
gonna
all.
go in the camper that is still standing, just has blood on it. I'm gonna find the least fucked up camper to go in and find shit.
Okay, so that's what you're gonna do, and we're gonna come right back to you. Let's see, Jackie, where are you going?
I'll go into there was one that was on its side, right?
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna try and see if there's any way to enter that one, I think.
Absolutely. And we will come back to you. Esther, where are you going?
The one that is torn in half. That'll be the easiest to get in and get out of, I think.
Okay. As you go and look in the torn in half ones, and you peek your head through, you see a lot of blood. You see, it looks like just kitchen supplies and a bed and bedding and all of that completely torn up. Blood everywhere, but you don't really see anything usable or anybody in there. It's just a destroyed camper.
Okay, in and out.
And then, Jackie, when you go, how do you get in?
What side is like the side that's up? Is that where the door is, or is it just windows on that side?
The side that's up has the door. And for clarification, this is all happening at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
just making sure. All right. Yeah, the door's up.
I think I'm gonna like try and this is so stupid. I'm gonna try and vault up so I can get to the door.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a roll.
You give a 9, right?
Yep.
Okay. That's 4 6s and 1 1.
You succeed. We are down to 8 dice. So yeah, you're able to get up pretty easily. You while jokingly flexing, your physique lets you get up there quite quickly, and you're able to get the door open if that's what you want without a problem.
Yeah.
Okay, the door is open. What do you do?
I want to poke my head in first before I descend into this camper.
You smell it before you see it. Smell of copper. It is something that did Jackie ever do any medical school, anything like that?
No, they went to community college, but they probably volunteered at like they definitely given blood.
It smells like that.
Yeah.
It has and as you poke your head in, do you put your flashlight in, or
Oh,
are
yeah.
you? As you put your flashlight in, you see a person who is tied to a one of the posts in the camper, and his back, a male figure, his back looks like someone had taken strips of it and tied it to a wooden bow, like a wooden plank, as if trying to make a guitar. And his face in completely contorted in agony. As you notice, it's not just this porcelain skin; it's his rib cage, his spine has all been wrapped around this piece of wood in an intricate fashion that makes it look like strings.
Oh. This is a crazy thing I'm going to ask you. Can I roll to see if I don't fall in?
Do you think your character would be shocked enough to?
Yes.
Yes.
Mac, no.
Eight dice.
This is why you don't let DMs play. They're gonna honor the narrative like fools.
Yeah, they
I
will.
did get a 6, but I did also get 1 1. So we're down
Oh.
to 7 now.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Down to
actually, sorry,
7 dice.
2 1s. So we're down to
Oh
6.
my god.
Down to 6 dice. Okay, awesome. You don't
think-
fall in.
Yeah, I start to fall in, and then I catch myself, and instead of falling in, I think I just throw up into the interior of this camper.
Absolutely. And then we're going to pause there. And then happening at the same time, April Grace.
Yeah.
You walk in to the camper.
Yeah.
As you open the door, you go in. What do you do when you go in?
I am immediately looking for food, I'm looking for water, I'm looking for weapons.
You find several bottles of water. One of those big 12 packs.
Perfect. I will put as many as I can carry in my backpack
You can
and drag the rest out later for other people to grab.
You're able to open it, and you're able to put, honestly, with just 12 bottles of water, you can put them in there.
Great.
Jackie's holding the majority of the stuff.
That's true. I refuse to hold plates.
So, as you're in there and you get that last water bottle in, you hear a sniffle. Like a
Hello?
coming from. As you say that, a head of a probably, she looks to be in her late teens, early 20s, pokes her head out of the bathroom of the camper and goes, "Who are you?"
I had a knife in my hand and it is extended out in front of me. My name's April Grace. Who are you?
I'm Sherry. I was here with my family. I don't know where they went. They all left, and there was a bunch of loud noises, and I got put in here and told not to move.
Do you know what's going on? Anywhere here? Have you seen anything?
I saw some robed figures, and they started heading toward us, and my father, who I was with, told everyone else had left the campers. They ran out into the woods. It was just me and my father, and I slammed the door. He got slammed in here, and I heard a lot of screaming, and now I'm here.
Okay. I think I saw your family. They ran past our cabin.
My dad?
Maybe I saw someone who kind of maybe looked like you a little bit. Did you have your mom or your sister?
No, there was a mom and daughter that was in the other camper.
Oh, I guess I
What's
made a
happening
mistake.
out
I'm
there?
sorry. I don't know. I'm gonna leave the camper.
You leave, and as you leave, you all hear Jackie throw up.
Oh.
And we
Reagan,
saw
there's-
Jackie go.
Jackie.
You don't want to know what's in there.
There's somebody, like a girl in this one. She seems like
How old?
a little younger than us, maybe. She seems scared and fucked up, though.
I mean, we're scared and fucked up.
Yeah. What do we do?
I don't. Should we leave? Like, I don't know. Water. Like, can she run? Like, she could run.
I don't know. I don't know her. I talked to her for like a minute.
You all see a redheaded female pop her head out of the camper right behind April Grace and go, "There's more of you?"
Oh shit! Scared the hell out of me.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Look, we have to keep moving. We can't stay here long.
Can you run?
I gotta wait for my dad.
Okay, well, have fun.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm sorry, kid. I'm not waiting.
We can leave you like a water or two.
You see Sherry struggling and then goes, can I come with you?
Can you carry stuff?
Yeah. Look, I'm 20 years old. I can carry stuff. I can defend myself.
Okay. Sure, yeah. You can carry the new backpack, and like I gesture to the ones that were just kind of laying around.
She looks very thankful, puts the backpack on, and is just kind of standing away from your group, but ready.
Yeah, whatever. Let's move.
I'll hop
Along the
down.
shoreline.
Actually, can I do a quick while I'm on the like higher vantage point? Can I do just like a quick like scan to see if I see any little
Yeah.
freaks?
Yeah. So you don't really see anything. You do hear some more screaming like across the lake, but you don't see anything.
Okay. So let's go in the opposite. Excuse me, the opposite direction of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sherry goes, "Whoa! I have something that might help because we could get out of here." And she pulls a map out. She goes, "We've been coming to this lake for years," and she shows you a map that if you were to keep going 7 miles up the lakeshore, there is you'd have to go through the forest, but it does eventually lead to a town.
Yeah.
That's probably
This
our
is
best bet.
yeah, there's police there, we could get the army, we could get anyone, we could just get out of here. And I can come back for my dad.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
you lead the way if you know it.
Yeah. Sherry puts hand like doesn't need the map and has been here before. Hands April Grace the map, and then you all start quickly moving up the shoreline.
Sin-
Go ahead.
Since Esther's only current weapon is a rosary, I'm gonna give her the axe.
Okay. I got an axe. As you're
Okay.
giving me the axe, I'm gonna kind of lean over to you and go, so her dad's not coming back, right?
I don't think so, but that's not my place to say.
Yeah. Good to
That
know,
might be her
right?
dad on the camper.
Yeah.
You don't know about what's in that camper. I didn't say shit.
No, I meant the blood on the one she was
okay,
in.
okay.
Yeah.
That is true.
That is true. Or he could be that poor soul that's a guitar now and probably gonna be coming to
We don't
the
know about
symphony.
that.
I think he might be acoustic. Thank you. I'll be here all week.
Oh, the much needed levity in the game of 10 candles.
Right?
Exactly.